Ugly truth. Why nice guys finish last. We've all heard the phrase nice guys finish last before, but have you ever stopped to consider whether or not that sentiment is actually true? What we do know is that it's used as an endorsement of the bad boy, the guy who treats his partners with a minimal amount of respect, yet still seems to get dates, no problem, and, simultaneously, as an indictment of the man who would deign to treat a potential significant other with dignity. In the context of dating or work, nice guys finish last is often a reference to something else. One may say, it's a reference to a man who is suppressing his true needs, desires, and opinions in an attempt to gain validation from others. Why does being a nice guy carry a negative connotation? What do you think of when you're picturing the prototypical nice guy? A pencil pusher who blushes in the presence of the office crush he can't get up the nerve to approach. The guy who holds every door but still goes home alone at night? Someone who's boring and safe, thereby making him less attractive to potential partners? All of those are hypothetically valid, but let's throw another one into the mix that might help explain why the nice guy is viewed in a negative light. The guy who is being dishonest with himself by suppressing his true needs, opinions, and desires. People that are too nice often go along with things they are not comfortable with until they reach a boiling point and explode, explains Kermit. You cannot trust a person that does not stand up for themselves when their boundaries are being pushed or crossed over. A person that cannot stand up for themselves will be unable to stand up for their partner, and in the future will not be able to stand up for their children. Are you a nice guy who has always wondered why the cocky guy, the one who barely appears interested in the girl, is usually the one who gets the girl? Have you suffered from hearing the words, "You're a really nice guy, but I only like you as a friend," from a woman who you would do, or may, in fact, have already done, just about anything and everything for, only to turn around and watch her date, or even chase? A guy who treats her like she's nothing special. And are you stumped wondering why she would date a guy who treats her like that when she could have you who would treat her like a princess and give her everything she wants? Well, you better brace yourself because I'm going to tell you a couple of secrets that you might not want to hear. First, nice equates with boring and predictable. Look up nice in the dictionary and you find pleasant, agreeable, satisfactory. In other words, average, not exceptional, not exciting, and not sexy. I'll bet you've never heard a woman say she didn't want to date a guy because he was too confident, too passionate, or too exciting. Have you? But I'll bet you have heard women say things like, "He's such a nice guy." Condensed version. We often hear the saying, "Good boys last." But have you ever wondered if it's true? A man who designs himself to treat a potential spouse with dignity. One might say, in the context of dating and work, nice boy who finished last is often alluding to something else. Do so from others. Why is being a nice guy negative? What comes to your mind when you imagine the typical nice guy? A pencil pusher who blushes in front of an office crush and dares not go near him. A guy walking home alone at night when you leave all the doors open. Are boring and insecure people less attractive to potential partners? Let's put things in the mix. It's about people who are unfaithful to themselves by revealing their true needs, opinions, and wishes. Kermit explains, you can't trust someone who doesn't stand up for themselves when they push or cross their own boundaries. You won't be able to stand up for your children. Are you a nice guy who always wonders why cocky guys who seem to care so little about girls, usually get girls? Have you ever been annoyed to hear a woman, or someone you've already been, say you're a really nice person, but I only like you as a friend, 'cause just to turn around and see or chase her? Are you a nice guy who has always wondered why the cocky guy, the one who barely appears interested in the girl, is usually the one who gets the girl? Have you suffered from hearing the words, "You're a really nice guy, but I only like you as a friend," from a woman who you would do, or may, in fact, have already done, just about anything and everything for, only to turn around and watch her date, or even chase, a guy who treats her like she's nothing special? And are you stumped wondering why she would date a guy who treats her like that when she could have you who would treat her like a princess and give her everything she wants? Well, you better brace yourself because I'm going to tell you a couple of secrets that you might not want to hear. First, nice equates with boring and predictable. Look up nice in the dictionary and you find pleasant, agreeable, satisfactory. In other words, average, not exceptional, not exciting, and not sexy. I'll bet you've never heard a woman say she didn't want to date a guy because he was too confident, too passionate, or too exciting. Have you? But I'll bet you have heard women say things like, "He's such a nice guy. He's so sweet, and he's always there for me, but I only like him as a friend." Or, "He's such a good guy. Kind, thoughtful, generous, honest, loyal. But there's no chemistry. He just doesn't turn me on." Sadly, I hear it all the time. The fact is, Mr. Nice Guy, you cannot bore a woman into feeling attracted to you or into wanting to date you. And as obvious as that sounds, if you are one of those guys I described, that is exactly what you are trying to do. And it won't work. Please understand that I am not suggesting that you mistreat women or disrespect them in any way. What I'm suggesting is that you value and respect yourself more. To illustrate what I mean, the answer to the question, why does the guy who doesn't appear to care as much about the girl get the girl, is simple. The nice guy cares too much, too soon. He has made the woman too important and too valuable, and it shows in everything he says and does. He is too available, too eager to please, too accommodating, and he gives too much, all without getting anything in return. By doing so, he has made himself appear desperate, insecure, needy of this woman's attention, affection, and approval, and he has stripped himself of any value in her eyes. After all, if he's already doing and giving everything, without her doing or giving anything, why would she value him? She won't. She is not going to value him any more than he values himself. What she is going to do is look for someone else, someone who she perceives as being more worthy, more confident, and more valuable. It works like this. Once you need something, or you want it too badly, you forfeit your strength and lose all power of negotiation. You are in a position of weakness, and you are perceived as weak. Someone, or something, else is in control of you, the situation, and its outcome. Men in this situation appear to be anything but confident, strong, and exciting. More, they are perceived as being unworthy and as lacking value. Translation: things that are easily acquired, obtained, or maintained without any effort or sacrifice lack value. It's human nature. The secret to why the cocky guy wins with women over the nice guy is that he is perceived as being a stronger, more confident guy with more value. How? He never invests everything, his entire being, ego, and self-worth in what one woman's response or reaction to him is. Last but not least, the cocky guy doesn't gush with compliments. He isn't always available. He doesn't give too much, and he knows he isn't going to die if a woman says no to him. More, his attitude is, "Yeah, I'd like to go out with you. But if I can't, that's okay. I'm a busy guy with exciting things going on and lots of other options." So remember, treat women with respect, and just be yourself and respect your self-worth, and you'll be good.